Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, welcome, welcome. We are here for the semi-finals of Wrath of the Gods. The total event has 15 grand on the line, but this is qualifier number 2, 1,000 on the line today, and a ton of points. In the blue color, we've got Kvoth playing as Oranos.
Am I doing the intro for Suppe?
Oh yeah.
All right, everybody. Top left side, we have Suppe in the red, playing Thor. Beautiful back gold mine, going for his Thor armory right away. We know exactly what we're gonna get. Those early dwarves, looking good. Honestly, looking good. Real quick, Naka, I was mentioning that Thor really struggles with scouting and getting goats, and I want to jump into that right away because on Giza, okay, you can well, if you look at Suppe's base, he has zebra. Okay, so probably what his berserk is going to want to do after he finishes building the armory is go over to those zebra and hit them once, get them to walk close to that town center so that they can be gathered right next to the TC instead of requiring a little a little ox cart. And you can see there goes a berserker. So
oh wait,
that's partially.
I think we are desynced, so I'll just mention that now. I think you need to fast forward to catch up with the actual time.
What time are you at?
150.
What time are you at? Oh, dude, are you kidding me?
Yeah, you gotta fast forward at the start because it increases the chance of desyncing with the players. If you don't.
Okay. Well, anyway, long story short is that you can see all the zebra are next to the town center,
right.
And so he's, the oracles have really good scouting of Oranos, and so he should just by default be able to pick up. Kvoth should be able to pick up most of the goats, but
so
on top
many
of that,
already.
Exactly, and on top of that, Suppe had to use his berserker to build the house, build the armory, get the zebras next to his town center, etc. So I think again the food situation can be super sketchy for him ultimately.
Cool. So with that in mind, Thor has one of the worst scouting setups in the early game in general because of this. Because you're building so much stuff in the early game, do you think it would be worth it to spend one villager's worth of time building a house? Because they can do it in Retold now. You don't have to do it with your Berserk. It's more cost efficient to do so, but you're definitely being greedy by not checking the map, not taking the goats. Another consideration is to maybe get a second Berserk. That is something that some people talk about. And I heard Tamista talk about it a lot, for example. What do you think?
Honestly, it's so hard to say. Like I mean, I agree. It's worthwhile probably. It's worthwhile probably, but at the same time, you don't want to use. You want the whole point for Thor is to have like that better economy. Yes, that is accomplished with numbers, but if you just use the dwarves or anything to not be gathering, it just kind of depletes your eco advantage. I don't know. Ultimately, goats are probably more worthwhile. How many does Suppe has? He has 8, so that's actually not too shabby, having 8 goats. It's probably a decent idea, honestly. I guess Suppe, either hadn't thought of it or doesn't necessarily agree. But either way.
Yeah, if you're not worried about aggression, there's not much to lose when it comes to map control, right? So maybe it's just okay. By the way, meanwhile, Kvoth has gone up to the classical age through Oceanus. He's got the Sky Passage shenanigans on the way as well, as we talked about before the game. And he's already on the rhinos. Choosing to put the weaker villas back on gold at home. Now, if the Caladria is nearby, then that can be healed up to full, no problem. We also got the Hero Oracle picking up relics. Let's talk about those relics. We've got the Titan's Treasure for this one. That's the Age Advance, as well as Secret of the Titans cost reduction. Then we've got the Archimedes' Ledger for lower population siege weapons. Then we've got the Eye of Ornlu for Axemen, Axemen, as well as Cairo Ballista in this matchup. More damage on those boys. And what else do we have? There's one more somewhere. Help. In a temple. Dwarven horseshoes.
Yeah.
More calf speed.
Where is that one?
That's Kvoth's temple.
There we go. There it is. Okay, so Naka, I'm back with you. I was doing some little, quick little on-the-fly production. So I'm back with you. How many, dude? We have, real quick. I don't think I heard you say it. 18 freaking goats in the base of Kvoth, man. That's completely crazy.
True, I didn't say that. Good spot. The 3 oracles. If you just swap to Kvoth's view and take a look at what his normal view looks like this is fantastic. You get to see so much of the observable universe as an Atlantean player, especially if you make some additional oracles, which is worthwhile considering that they're producing favor for you, which you can use on recastable god powers. Make more oracles, boys.
Honestly, you want oracles, Naka? Just wait until Soup gets his hands on Chrono. So you're gonna have more oracles than you bargained for.
You got the second
Naka.
Caladria. Now that's going to be integral to Kvoth's strategy. It looks like it's all Murmillo thus far. And if you get frontline heroics, they're going to be very easy to turn into heroes. But the priority is going to be Bite of the Shark, giving them that juicy bleeding damage. And then the Caladria's job is to keep them alive.
Indeed. And, I've said for years and years and years, Murmillo are always against Norse, particularly against Norse. Murmillo are just the scariest infantry, one of the scariest infantry until you get into Fanatics. And that hasn't really changed all too much in Retold. But we see, speaking of infantry, we see just pure longhouses, 4 longhouses for Soup. So he's just going the straight infantry route himself. We've seen a lot of Berserker spam being fairly successful for Norse. He's mixing in some throwing axemen as well, wanted to get that counter damage against those Murmillo. I hope we're at the same point in time, Naka, as we see the Carnivora coming down.
With the troll falling, the advantage for Kvoth is tremendous. I think Soup may have overextended. The healing from the double Caladria is just a lot as well. And bear in mind, Shockwave wasn't even used here. If Soup has to run away from this without even Shockwave being out of the question, what is going to happen in the next fight? This is going to be brutal in the long term.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
In fact, I think that Soup, that was a mistake, trying to push out like that. He took that kind of awkward fight. What was the point of it? So that he could kick that one citizen off of a zebra with 19 food left over. I don't think that was worthwhile. If he tried to, force a fight and force a lot of idle time on some rhinos, on a gold mine, something like that, okay, now we're talking. But I don't know, man. I feel like that was a weird fight for him to take.
Yeah, and you look at this next army. It's full of throwing axemen, plenty of berserks. The follow-up is actually better than the first attack. If these had been together, I'm not sure Kvoth can stop it. He would have at least been forced to use Shockwave.
Exactly. And we might see it now, Naka. We might see it now.
Yeah, they're going in. And so far, the Termite are not allowed to play. That's great. That's always great.
But they do so well against throwing axemen, honestly. They're so mobile.
Oh, God. Oh, God. That Shockwave is huge.
Okay, yeah, we're at the same time, man. That was a big shockwave by all means, but still, it kind of looks like Super surviving here, dude. Despite, it's hard to tell, right?
It's really good for Kvoth, in my view, to thin out the throwing axeman to that degree. He can make more units behind this. He can hide under his town center and replenish. But the number of berserks is really the spooky thing. Soup can keep building up. He has a healing spring, so he can retreat. Heal these boyos up without too much issues. Then he'll be back to generate value.
Absolutely. But I mean, this is kind of, I'm at 932. We just had a citizen kill for Kvoth up on that top side. Those berserkers, man, if you click on their stats, look at those stats, man. Hall of Thanes, Dwarven Breastplate, Medium, and Full Copper. So those are sneaky strong berserkers, man. Sneaky strong.
For sure.
Really nice.
The 4 economy behind this has certainly boomed. I mean, we got all the upgrades in, right? Even the Hersiers got their Hammer of Thunder upgrade.
Very nice. That's going to give him, what, 4 additional dwarves coming out of that armory at the very least.
Wait, haven't Mithril Breastplate as well? Oh, Dwarven Breastplate is called now. Yeah, so that's 5 5 dwarves.
Oh, good call, good call.
By the way, can you fast forward
last-
another 5 seconds? I think we're still slightly apart.
Yeah.
As this villager gets picked off. Brutal. I really like Kvoth's sneaky gold mine pick on the side. That's cute. It's gonna be just a manor, not a sky passage. Might be a problem. Who's gonna defend his home base?
Yeah, no problem. I mean, it is a little bit scary, all those berserkers, but he can just jump right into the sky passage, go to a different gold mine if he wants to. That little secret mining operation up there, he can drop a sky passage and pop in there, no problemo.
Guess his main base is gonna be fine. The towers have been upgraded. It's just these boyos have been out there looking for trouble. Found no trouble. Instead, the villagers got into it, so not the best to be forced to garrison for this long. Every bit of damage counts, even if you just idle villagers.
Absolutely. In fact, I mean, at this level, that's really idle time. That's like what you're looking for, not necessarily citizen kills or villager kills, right?
Yeah, though with such an army advantage is certainly on the table. Suppe is currently up to 95 army population versus 56. That's insane.
Oh yeah. It seems like, I don't know, I guess it's the economy. The economy just that much more, you know, effective for Thor right now. He's been able to, I'm really surprised how much that Kvoth has allowed him to, like, if you look in the middle of the map real quick, there's that big group of 11 villagers on the zebras. Kvoth has allowed him to hunt all outside of his base. Not a ton, but a fair amount. He might get a nice little raid on this woodland right here. So it seems like the eco is just so much ahead for the Thor player, man.
Yeah.
He's got those nice dwarves on gold. He's even hunting, and he's already up through Bragi as well. Check that out.
Wow. You know, as far as strategy goes, what I see very often as 4 players is that the Atlanteans just choose to go 2 TC. They really macro up and go for that heroic age. Rather than trying to make anything happen in classical when those dwarfs are just going to come in and you really can't do anything to their base anyway. I think it's worth considering. Maybe not the absolute right move here when you're not Kronos or Gaia, but it's certainly there in the back of my mind.
True. Very true. Ooh. Okay. Speaking of the back of the mind. I want to point something out real quick, Naka, and shout out to whoever in chat. Who is that? Rifle. That mining operation on that gold mine over there, Naka, Suppe doesn't know about it, actually. He has not scouted as we see a little bit of a fight coming in here. Are you kidding me? That entire army's gonna get cleaned up, dude. Are you kidding me?
But so did the hunters, so economically, Kvoth might be getting out ahead of this so long as he doesn't lose too many units, but he's gonna go up against flaming weapons and the big metal pigs. I know you like metal, so what is your opinion on these units?
Dude, battle bows are sick. I think they look a little bit silly and retold, but you know, by all means, they're sick. I'm not as afraid of the battle boar spam if I'm in Kvoth's position. I'm more afraid of flaming weapons with that many berserkers, dude. Are you kidding me? Those things are scary. There's a little, the thing is that there's a little bit of some buffer, right? Yeah, those things cleaned up.
Oh.
We have hype. What?
Not like this!
What?
We need to see flaming weapons! No!
I know. Quath, you gotta give us the big cojones, the big views, man, the big flaming weapons.
We can't make highlights like this.
I know.
What happens to the business? It's okay. It's very understandable. On a strategic level, Kvoth was heavily outnumbered here, and it was gonna be god powers. It's too spooky. Fair enough.
I mean, I agree. The flaming weapons, at the very least, you know, it's at least gonna kick off Kvoth off of any type of gold situation if he saw that gold on either side. But at the if it doesn't kick him off gold, it's probably just gonna shred his base at the same time. Those berserkers with a couple of battle boars, it doesn't matter that there's tower upgrades or, you know, a town center. He would just shred through that base, in my opinion.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are in. This is Elysium. Game 2 between these two. Kvoth is going to be in the blue color playing as Set.
And over here, we have 3 oracles coming out already. I'm excited to see more. We have Kronos for Huskazupa in the red bottom left side of the map.
Is that how you pronounce it? Now I know.
That's how he says it. I don't know. I maybe get a little bit too into it compared to him, but you know, Huskazupa. It's something like that. It's something like that.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I don't speak Danish, so I can't verify. Anyhow, just a heads up. I've done a flipperoonie, so make sure that the top interface is aligned with your scoring.
Got it.
Very good. So basically set on the right, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's talk about Elysium then. There's a lot of hunt, ladies and gentlemen. There's so much hunt. The gold mines are all outward. So you definitely have to do some work to get out there on the map and get some of that gold secured relatively early on, because your initial gold, there's never 2 gold mines on Elysium at the home base. This is a big map though. So one thing you have on your side when it comes to defending the forward gold is time. Just because of the sheer size of this place, but it's super open, so you're not going to be able to easily wall off.
That goes for both players, honestly. This is a pretty open map for both players. Having said that though, Naka, if you look at the exterior gold positions, it's kind of hard to tell which the players are going to go for. For example, if you look at Soup's side, you know, he has the gold mine right in front of his base, right? He's got one down on that right side. Maybe that one on the right side is possible, since it's you know, he has potential for going for some town center play on that bottom side. Anyway,
little sneaking.
And then the other one on the far.
Not?
Well, yeah, I mean, exactly. If he already has stuff over there as well. In fact, that's maybe what I'm predicting here. Possibly, we've seen a lot of Chronos players going into Egypt, time shifting a temple forward, getting those initial Prometheans out, going for a little bit of harassment, but nothing too intense, and following that up with a second town center. That could actually be pretty nice for Soup, because he has those Gazelle, that really nice Gazelle patch behind that back TC and the nearby gold mine. So it's actually not a bad position. I think that Kvoth might be expecting it as well. You can see he has a Gazelle of Set sitting right near that town center as well. So we could see some fireworks here pretty darn soon if we're lucky.
That could be pretty epic. In the meantime, more Gazelles are being converted by Mr. over here. Eventually, the animals really get to love him and they call him Mama. That's how it works.
Where is he? There he is. There he is. Mama Priest? Aren't they usually called like Papa?
Well, that's the sound they make when the conversion finishes. That's why I pointed that out.
Okay. Okay.
Anyway, we've got new oracles being made. From Soup's temple, he's already got a relic for himself, the blue crystal shard, allowing him to gather gold and wood faster. There's more relics. In the corner, we've got the Ankh of Ra for extra favor. Then up north, we've got the Tower of Cestus. Will make buildings, well, towers specifically, a little bit better against myth units. A very strange relic change in Retold. Yeah, see? He called him Mama. What just happened?
Okay.
Where is the other relics?
I think they've already been garrisoned. Oh, and there's the Oracle on the back corner who's got the other one. It's Ptah's Scepter, so cheaper farms.
Aha! Yeah, I missed that one.
Well, so here's Supa's going for the second town center, man, and he time shifted the wrong buildings. I thought he was going to time shift his temple forward and go for the old double Promethean harassment, but he's actually just where are the Prometheans?
They're chilling at home. It's all about defending the town center. I think he's suspecting some kind of shifting sands play, but it's very difficult to pull it off very nicely against Kronos, because you got these double manners that will be empowering the settlement. He's trying it anyway. There's gonna be 3 Prometheans to help protect. I do think this should go up, but one of the citizens is getting targeted. There's no valor available to save the citizen, and I think once you pop that out of the manor, it will have died to poison. Another one dies. My goodness. TC is up though. Woo, don't pop out.
Indeed. Did you that Oracle? By the way, that Hero Oracle was a little bit late to the game, Naka. So those 2 Wadgets did so much more damage than they probably should have, because that Oracle was just chilling, watching from afar, man. Ouch.
All things considered, though, all these animals are dead. Oh no! The damage over time inside the building wrecked the citizen. Oh no!
Got him.
Okay, that's not terrible damage. However, the Deliveroo has happened, and we've got all these dead set animals now. Free food right there under the town center. Soup. Could have asked for a better outcome with no dead villagers, right? But at least he got the free food.
It's some consolation, I guess. So he gets gazelles and more gazelles and a couple of hyenas to boot as well. So, yeah, it's a small consolation, I suppose you could say.
Behind this, Quoth is also getting his own town center with a lot of villagers. He really doesn't want to get Promethean, right? Is this gonna be in time? Oh my god.
There's enough villagers there. He probably, and those Prometheans just got upgraded, by the way. That thing should go up, but where's the Pharaoh, dude? Was the Pharaoh part of the Shifting Sands and I missed it? Where's the Pharaoh?
He didn't even get back yet. Several of these villagers will die. That was 2 of them, I think.
3, bro. The 3rd one right before the town center went down. 3 vills going down right there. That's some retribution for sure. Ouch.
Not bad, not bad. And meanwhile, Suppe has had 2 TCs for a while, right? So he was able to pump out an extra. It's not terrible as far as civilian population goes. He's up to 38 versus 24. Can't complain.
Not at all, man. Plus on top of that, Kvoth doesn't get the donated set animals, right?
That's right.
This is Soup lost citizens, but he got the donated animals. For Kvoth, he just lost villagers straight up.
So what's next? Are we going straight to heroic here, or are we gonna try to make the triple barracks shenanigans work?
Well, we have, I mean, yeah, we only have 1 barracks going up so far for Kvoth, and then he's going for an armory after that. So I don't know. I guess maybe it's wishful thinking, you know, oh, let's see an all-in, you know, aggression, woohoo. I don't think it's realistically gonna happen.
Right.
We see armories go, you know, armory is already up for Soup. He's already pre-queued. Hyperion as well. I'm pretty sure that's exactly what Kvoth is gonna do as well. So yeah, he's straight heroic.
He's spending some of that excess food, by the way, on Prometheans, so that's a really nice way to balance the books. But Hyperion is coming up, and when eventually Kvoth goes mythic, heroic first, the Deconstruct will be available to take care of any Migdol strongholds, so those villagers will be in trouble when securing the next gold mine.
Very true, but at the same time, Naka, these days you don't really see set players or Egyptians in general typically going for straight Migdol units. So I mean, you can see he's I don't know where you're looking, but he's got a couple of additional barracks going up. We got some more spears coming out. You know, in fact, I think Kvoth is probably predicting, as we see a little bit of aggression here, he's probably predicting the Cantarius. He's predicting right as we see, you know, a whole bunch of these military barracks going up for Soup. So I wouldn't be, if I were Kvoth, yes, the deconstruction is a bummer and it would hurt. I'm not super afraid of it, just because, you know, he's going to be focusing plenty on those racks as well.
Yeah, but what we should be seeing should definitely be Arcus first, and then adding in Cantarius later, because we already have all these spearmen on the field. Probably don't want to take it on directly with Cantarius, so that's exactly what he's going to do. Quick shift click of Arcus takes care of the problem for now.
Prometheans might take care of the problem as well, despite a couple of priests, man. Those things are upgraded as well.
Doing good. Another Vegeta kill. That's the 3rd one this game. Oh, and don't forget the double satyr that he gets for free. I know you don't like the free units. Well, Kronos must be your nightmare.
Double free myth units? What is this? Seriously, though, seriously. No, I'm not going to jump down that rabbit hole, Naka.
I tried.
I know.
Easily dodged.
You know, not easily, believe me. It grinds my gears, but I'll hold it in. No. Well, okay, so we see a couple of Quintarias coming out now. I mean, I agree that some initial Arcus just to stave off the couple of what are they called? Spears attacking, a good move. But I want to see Soup take advantage of mobility. Sure, spears have a pretty decent amount of speed themselves, but this map is so darn open that the Quintarius zipping around the map. It's strong, man. It's strong. There's not necessarily tons to raid right now. I guess there's a couple of gold mines and whatnot, but I definitely like to see that. Bunch of Quintarius running around, forcing Kvoth to play defensive, react, interrupt the economy, etc.
See the chat saying that Soup is floating 100 favor. Ladies and gentlemen, he is not floating. This is on purpose. He will be spending it. So first off, there will be more Prometheans. Then there will be more Satyrs. Lastly, there will be more heroes. And then he'll start reusing his god powers. It's gonna be nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that.
He's not floating, he's saving.
Yeah, he's saving. This is on purpose because the recast of Chaos is very expensive at 60 favor now, compared to 50 it was just a few patches ago. Casting it on a group of these slingers is actually going to be hyper efficient because they're counter units. They are going to deal significant damage to each other. Well, I'm not even sure we'll get there, to be honest, because these villagers are getting shooed away from the mine. That's rough.
Dude, he's lucky. Kvoth is lucky he hasn't lost more, man. I think Soup with a little micro, an army micro. I think he definitely could have taken a better engagement there. And nice chaos.
That's insane. The slingers are killing each other off, and now he can go in and finish off the retreating units. This is brutal. The other gold mine is still on, but there is a citizen trying to wall them in, and the Pharaoh is getting picked off by the Arcus. Ouch. That had to hurt.
Dude, where is the army for Kvoth, man? He's floating crazy resources. He must be trying to go mythic, but is that the right play? Here, he's not going to have any gold mines, man. Are you kidding me?
What's a gold mine, says Kvoth.
He's a capitalist. He's going to use the market, man.
Yeah. Freaking day traders.
Seriously though, man. I mean, you were talking about like being afraid of deconstruction on the Migdol, sorry. He kind of needs one, man. I don't know, man. I don't know. Is he clicked up mythic? He has clicked up mythic. Did I say mythic? I meant heroic.
It's fine. I did it as well.
Mythic. Honestly, I saw Soup up already through heroic, and I just kind of blindly we were talking about Migdals, man. I was assuming he was already up heroic. Anyways, he's just clicking up now, actually. But even so, like, okay, fine, he clicked up through Nephthys, but again, he still is floating a lot of resources. Kvoth is. He's got to get an army, man. He's gonna be in some trouble.
Yeah, man, this is rough because right now Soup is just so far ahead in terms of population. He can do whatever he wants. He's controlling these gold mines. He's gotten stone walls to make sure that that gold mine is not getting touched for the longest time. He can wall in the other one as well. And then what does Kvoth do?
Yeah. Ancestors can probably win him a gold mine in the short term, but ultimately, real quick, Knockout, what I think is completely nuts, by the way, is we see a little bit of a raid down there on that bottom side. I don't know if you caught that one. I missed it just about. Anyway, the eco numbers are wildly in favor of Soup. So Set in general has a bad, not very strong economy, but when you're that far behind on eco numbers, it's brutal, man. It is brutal. He's super far behind.
Yeah, really, the only thing you get economically is the discount on the units that you get from the monuments. And then you've got the cheaper farms with Ptah, you've got the free animals. That's not bad stuff, but it's also not outstanding stuff like what, I don't know, Isis gets the free food from Flood of the Nile, Ra gets the mass empowerment. You don't have those things, as said. You don't have prosperity, you don't have rain. There is ancestors
here. You have ancestors, though. You do. Look at all those Prometheans, man. Look at those lava legs going to town. Are you kidding me?
Oh, another huge chaos. This is devastatingly powerful. The slingers on slingers once again, kind of killing themselves off. But this is a decent trade. Will allow Kvoth to gather from that gold mine a little longer. But Soup, look at the massive queue of units behind this. He's going to be ready for the next fight.
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah, those slingers are cleaning up. They did a great job cleaning up, man. He has enough heroes there that he smoked those Prometheans with no problem. And then the slingers just went so hard, and the ancestors going hard on that ball of Arcus. That was a really clutch fight, man. That was a really great usage of ancestors. It was an obvious usage of ancestors. Obviously, he's going to use it on that fight, but still, that was a very convincing fight.
This had to be the place for it. And going forward from here, Suppe has the option of taking the 3rd town center, maybe even the 4th town center with how rich he is. Just a matter of really putting a few more people on gold mines, because right now he's floating the other resources a little bit. Gold, not so much. Also, when you have 1,200, 1,300 food, it's worth considering starting an early trade, but the reason he's not doing it is because he wants to win the military war. You overdo the trading, you suddenly don't have any military. So that requires 30 TCs, 45 TC, maybe even the 4th.
Honestly, Naka, I think if Suppe stopped, okay, we have another engagement possibly coming in here. If Suppe just stopped all of his production, cut it down. I mean, he's making destroyers.
Ooh.
I'm a little bit surprised. I thought, okay. He just clicked up through Atlas. That's what I was gonna say before taking town centers. Implode on this gold mine. He already has the other one stonewalled up, as you said. An implode on this gold mine, and we're going into game 2. Easy peasy. Deconstruction on the Migdal, 2 minutes before the implode comes in. We're going into game 2, man. I don't know what in the world Kvoth is going to do here against an implode and a deconstruction.
He's going up tot, but that's not going to be enough.
Yeah.
With how rich Suppe is, he can absorb a meteor. That's no issue. He's still going to get his 2 free myth units. He's still going to get his implode.
Yeah.
And then there's this powerful army behind it. 45 TCs coming up. What's his upgrades, right? Like, he's got bronze shields and the copper lines, heavy everything. Nothing like that for Kvoth.
He has cheap units. That's something.
He's getting plow. He's in the Stone Ages right now.
He's getting plow. Ooh, is he? He's also getting raided, man. That's a lot of idle villagers right there, dude. Wood's not the most important, resource for him to be idle on, but still. A raid's a raid, man. A raid is a raid.
Alright, how much these towers are missing the cavalry, they're really not helping here. The villagers just kind of eating it. And sure, Tot is reached. Meteor is going to be cast immediately on the front location of Suppe. It's blasting his units into smithereens. That's great, but there's more coming where that came from, right?
Seriously. We got the implode coming up as well. 10 seconds, 15 seconds, 20 seconds. Or maybe it's already there. I'm speeding up the game to make sure I'm caught up with you. Is he already there? He's there.
He's there now, and these units are healing themselves. There's 2 Migdals, so Deconstruct won't completely get rid of it. There will be some garrisoning action you can rely on before the implode happens, but I think that Destroyer is moving up for exactly this purpose. All the villagers are here. This is going to be an absolute disaster. How many? 22 at minimum will be covered by this implode. Is Suppe looking though? Because he's fighting at the same time. Oh, no clips are allowed.
You're killing us, Kvoth. You're killing us, man.
He's done it again.
He's done it again. At least we got to see the meteor, right?
He's got an anti-clip policy. No.
Man, that's a little bit of a bummer. That would, dude. Aside from the 22 villagers, dude, all of those, the 17 wood choppers, all those guys, and then the choppers up top as well. Depending on where he put that implode, he would have sucked up like half of the economy, or more than half the economy.
Yeah, because once it starts, you cannot garrison it, blocks it.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. Once you get hit, you either have fast units and can run out of the edge, or you die, or take a lot of damage at least.
Yeah.
But how did we get here? You're the post-game man. Look at those resources. Wow.
Wow, dude, what happened? They both took town centers. Like Suppe took his town center just a little bit faster compared to Kvoth, right? So I'm going to switch over to the civilian unit timeline. Look at the civilian unit discrepancy, man. It's just bonkers how far behind Kvoth was. I'd have to go back and look. Did he have? I mean, you can see around the time that he took the town center, he had a little bit of idle time. He lost a couple here and there, etc. I don't know. He just didn't quite have that same civilian production. And then again, back to the resources, just crazy better economy there for Soup, man.
That's
It's like
absolutely
50%
insane.
more eco.
Yeah, just even despite him losing 2 citizens, his main TC still worked. I think Kvoth must have had some idle TC time in there, at least a little bit. There's some flat lines here. So I think while he was making Spearmen, he wasn't making Vills, and it just snowballed when he didn't have Plow. He didn't hunt too much out there on the map either, so it just adds up. And paying for the TC, it takes time. Set, not the best position to do that.
Well, you know, I'm not surprised to see Set have fewer resources. We already talked about how, you know, Set doesn't, of all of the gods in the game, it's not like Set's economy is strong. But still, what you can do with Set is mitigate the lack of eco with aggression and causing havoc and whatnot on your opponent, so that their eco is complicated and weak and strong and weird, etc., etc. So he didn't really seem to accomplish that. Yes, he got the citizen kills, but there was still so much hunt there for Soup to fall back on. You know, apparently those citizen kills just didn't matter. Usually you would look at 2 citizen kills, be like, whoa, that's a sick start, but he needed more apparently.
Not today.
Not today.
Well, well, well. If it's not the lake with the goats, should be called Goats Lake. I remember what Winston said. In the blue color, we have got our raw player. This is Kvoth. He's down nothing to 2, so he must win this one if he wants to make it to the finals today.
Indeed, down here on the red side, Soup is up 2-0. It's a best of 5, so this is match point for Soup in the red. He's going for Isis. This is a very intriguing little game we got here, Naka. A, it's match point for Soup. B, it's Isis. C, I want to jump straight. Yes, it is Goats Lake, but at the same time, Gold. It's also Gold Lake at the same time. Gold
Sort
is
of,
super. Well, you know, as you can see, only starting off with 1 gold mine, and if you look over at Kvoth's side of the map, that gold is so freaking sketchy, man.
What gold?
It's so far
he
forward.
doesn't have any. It's all Soup's gold.
Right?
Oh my god, this is a disaster. Ooh.
Well, so I don't. On the side of Kvoth, I don't know what he's going to do. A, his starting gold is bad. B, the other additional gold mines are ultra exposed and harassable. So I could foresee easily some Ancestors Eclipse action really hurting. I think that ultimately Kvoth can probably defend that forward gold. They're both Egyptian, and so they can match each other fairly well. With any type of like early aggression. So I think he'll be fine with that forward gold mine, even though it's completely awful. After that, though, depending on what Soup decides to do here, how aggressive he decides to go, what his heroic time is, all that stuff, the gold is going to be really sketchy for Kvoth. So if he takes this win, this is a bad map for... If you're down 0-2 in a best of 5, this is kind of a pretty bad map spawn for him, unfortunately.
As bad as it gets. Honestly, if we had gone with our legacy rule set, Kvoth would have just vetoed this 1 minute in as he discovered the gold mines. But yeah, we didn't. Might have been a mistake. We'll certainly review. As far as that goes, though, one thing Kvoth can do, Maiden, is you could go for this front TC, maybe even shifting stance to it if he's really scared of any early swings grabbing him. It probably won't be a problem. I mean, you still got your snack, you still got your priest and pharaoh to protect. So you can grab that front TC, and then behind that, the gold mine's right there. I think that's the way forward.
2 TC play with a... I mean, perhaps, yes. Perhaps, yes. Me personally, I'm not an Egyptian player, but I personally have felt like Egyptian mirrors are always so... I don't know, the best way I can explain it is just precarious. They feel like they're such a precarious matchup. A Norse mirror, it feels pretty straightforward. Maybe that's just because I'm more comfortable with Norse. But Egyptian mirrors always feel so weird. Like, who's gonna go for, the Ancestors Eclipse is such a big power spike. You see Soup's actually going for 2 monuments, so we could possibly see some Sphinx play into a nice heroic timing anyway. You can see, I don't know. I don't really know what I'm saying here aside from Egyptian mirrors are just hard in my opinion. And so long story short, going for the second town center, that TC is so exposed out in the middle of nowhere.
Is. I'm not gonna lie, it really is. But you do have the cliff edge. You do have the ability to wall this off and then secure another gold mine with that. You could go for super slingers with Ra, and that should put any chariots at bay pretty much with the walling securing you against camels. I think that's his potential lifeline. And then not entirely sure how you'll deal with your Ancestors Eclipse situation. That might require several snacks. We'll see.
Well, he's going up through Ptah, so if he goes up through Ptah and then Sekhmet, that'll give him... I mean, you mentioned the slingers. Those are sick by all means. So it doesn't look like it, by the way, it doesn't look like he's going for that second TC. I don't know if he's necessarily thinking about heroic, looking at Kvoth, by the way. Yes. I don't know if he's thinking about heroic or, barracks or whatever, but, once he gets his upgrades for his slingers, they do divine damage. So if he has a couple of priests in his back pocket, some upgrades for his slingers, I don't know, that maybe gives him an opportunity to fight against Ancestors Eclipse, but it's still going to be super tough, man. There's no way to spin it.
Why are we getting Shadoof? I guess he really wants to get that early rain in, because, well, rain will indeed get you faster gather rates than hunting or eating your goats would. But then you got all these goats and you're not going to put them to use, really, right? So it's definitely a trade-off to not eat everything else first and then use rain. That would be the longer-term play, but like this, you get a burst of gather rate, at least.
I wonder if he maybe just got it just because he's going to get it regardless. He has a little bit of wood to spare. He already has husbandry and pickaxe. Why not? So he doesn't forget in the future. That's also maybe a possibility.
We'll certainly see. I mean, he is going for the goats, you're right, probably. Why is he swapping off the berry bushes, though? Because you look at these villagers, and you'll see a faster gather rate on the berries, because Ra has this new bonus. I guess they're farther away from the granary, because he put it... The monument isn't perfectly placed, right? It doesn't cover deep enough into the pumpkin field.
Indeed. What's up, by the way, Saturn? What's up?
Sobek's coming in.
Sobek's coming in. Nephthys is coming in, so... No aggression, no 2 TCs, no aggression, just both players going straight fast heroic.
Wow, this Sphinx just dodging the shots. One of the latest Sphinx, I'm going to talk about this a lot, I think, when we get to the chariot stage of the game, is that ballistics has been completely changed, so it works a lot more like the old game did. When you have these fast units at the edges of enemy unit ranges, they'll be dodging shots. So the Veget won't be able to hit a Sphinx that's running away. If you change your direction as well, just like until now, you certainly have the possibility of dodging shots mid-combat as well, giving it off micro potential for those ranged battles that are very typical in this matchup. Or it might just be all camels.
Yeah, I'm not surprised to see the Wait, all camels for who?
Either side, really, because the camels beat everything in the Migdol stronghold, right? They do bonus damage. But Dark Waters camels, with the Ra bonuses on the Migdol units, are going to beat the Isis ones. But you are going to have Ancestors Eclipse on your side, so it all adds up to a similar power level overall. It's just the longer term camels for Kvoth are going to do better.
Indeed. You mentioned camels. I saw Soup queue up a bunch of camels. Anyway, it's going for a mixer of camels and chariots, by the way. And there's our first Siege Works for Soup, so he's thinking about the gold, man. He's thinking about pushing on that gold. Honestly, Naka, I don't even know if Siege is necessary. Because the like the Migdal, if you look at Kvoth's base, his gold mine is almost up and his Migdal is in his base.
Yeah,
I
no,
don't even know
don't
if siege
bother.
is necessary.
Don't bother because you're gonna go up against camels, and that's gonna get ugly. Siege towers don't have a lot of health, so they're really good for this for the chariot archer wars. But Retold made that no longer a thing. So what we've seen in the original game, where you used to go chariot, siege towers, as well as elephants, that's no longer the mid-game composition. Retold favors the camel.
They're pretty darn strong these days. So are Scorpion Men and Sphinxes, however, so are Pets, just all the myth units in general. Actually, Petsuko's getting some nice damage. There's our Ancestors Eclipse, Naka, a little bit earlier than I expected, but hey, here it is.
Much earlier, and we're gonna see a quick shifting stance defensively in order to counter it. The Pharaoh will be here, so he can add a little bit of firepower if necessary, but hey, the villagers can't leave the base very easily now. What are they gonna do?
Maybe just go for it anyways. What else can you do? I don't like this Ancestors Eclipse usage, man.
Uh-oh.
Sure,
Uh-oh.
he's doing some damage.
The camel's popping out on the far side, going after the chariots, but nah, they're getting back in there.
That was sick micro right there.
For sure, but by the way, there's now free Petsukos. And you know what's better than free Petsukos? When you upgrade them.
4? Oh, right.
Yeah, 4 is better too, that's true.
4 Petsukas?
Let's see it. Hey, Suppe is making the siege towers anyhow. He's not afraid of no camel. These camels are regenerating with dark waters. That's kind of nice for them.
Dude, I don't like it, man. Just the straight dark water camels is... sorry, I don't like what Suppe is doing. I think it's awesome for Kvoth.
Yep.
Suppe, like this Suppe, sorry, this game, as we see the camels coming in again, this game was seemingly in the bag for Suppe, but I don't like his strategic picks here, man.
Oh, here it comes! The Locust Swarm hurting these a lot. Guess what? Suppe cannot run. Everything of his is getting picked off. It's brutal.
Dude, he just got cleaned up. Look at the pop, 55 to 6 essentially. Oh, more. And now his bills are... What?
What is happening? Chat, send help. We've got a 2-1. But they're just not letting us have the money shots. The villagers were all gonna die. Send help. It hurts.
Dude. Whoa. I'm not gonna lie. When Suppe goes back and watches this, I bet he's gonna be kicking himself a little bit, man. I don't know. Maybe, maybe you and I are the noobs here. I don't know. But to me, it felt like this game was, this map was just giving the game to Suppe, right?
Yeah, he went way too all in, right? Like, Kvoth just waited out the power spike. He hid in his buildings, then Suppe couldn't do anything about the buildings. Why push into that main? It's so unnecessary, right? Kvoth doesn't have anything valuable in there. Wait for the gold mines. Those are the juicy targets. You can gold starve. ISIS certainly has a toolkit to make it happen. Once those villagers are out there and you've got no place for them to hide, that's when you Ancestors Eclipse. That's when you bring all your army in one place. And ideally, it's heavy on camels, and maybe you even add some spearmen to help deal with those rather than chariots.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I think not waiting to use the Ancestors Eclipse. I guess I maybe kind of understand what Suppe was trying to go for. He was trying to use his Ancestors Eclipse, use it early, get an advantage early, just keep Kvoth in his base. Don't even allow him to try and go outside. I guess maybe that's possibly what he was thinking. But again, like you said, when you allow him to go outside of his base and then use your God Power combination, you're more so forcing him to take the fight then. Where you can probably do some more damage and, using it in the base. Like you said, Kvoth was just able to hide in his buildings and shift away, no problemo.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Marsh. Hi there. Lots of animals getting herded under the TC. Kvoth is the Hades.
In the blue, and then top right side in the red, we got Husk Zopa going for a little Loki action. I like Loki, man. It's fun to watch by all means. Let's see what crazy shenanigans he can bust out. The Soup can bust out. He's known for some weird stuff. Can we do a quick time check, Naka?
I'm at
Before we
1
jump in too
minute
far?
45.
Okay, cool. Same. All right, we're all good to go. We're just a couple seconds late, but we're all good to go.
That's hot. Okay, for Kvoth, we've got the fancy build order where you make a super early temple with a ton of villagers on it to gather the favor for Vaults of Erebus. I guess he must be worried about a gold starve, but right here outside of his base is another gold mine. So should he really have gone for this build order? Is it economically sound? In the long term, definitely. But he will suffer in the early game a little bit.
Oh, I think he'll be okay by all means. You know, he's got plenty of hunt. He's got gold on the backside. He's got wood options. I think it's fine. I think it's probably worth it in the end. But I mean, having said that, Naka, what's the follow-up? Okay, fine. So, you know, it's your age up. I think that Soup is good, or sorry, Kvoth is, you know, he's a good enough player. His build order is going to be just fine. I think he's going to have a fine advance time, etc., etc. But what's the play into Loki here? You know, if, for example, you see the far left town center, that's technically for Kvoth, that's technically a back TC.
Yes.
But it is A, it's pretty darn exposed, but B, it's got a whole bunch of hunt around it. So that's a tantalizing little piece of real estate right there. Is it viable to go for that early though?
It's so open. I'd be so worried about it. For Soup, however, look what's behind his TC. Another gold mine. That's as secure as it gets. So I think for Soup, he would be interested in grabbing that and then putting whatever pressure he can on that of Kvoth's TC over there. Maybe kill the animals so that you can't very easily use granaries to get them. Greek is pretty susceptible to that. Oh my god. He's going for Heimdall. What is going on? Is this going to be a Heimdall boom? Are we finally going to see it, ladies and gentlemen? I think I'm ready. I'm gonna head into the tech tree for a quick second because none of you have actually seen this in action. So you essentially get Rixtula, and this thing is gonna give you a 20% work rate on your buildings, which means your villagers get trained faster. If you can 2TC and make that work, that's gonna be completely nuts.
Yeah.
Your villagers will be pumped out like there's no tomorrow.
Okay, but Naka, I think Rixtula, or what is it called? How do you pronounce it?
Rixtula, I think, is fine.
Rixtula, is it Tula? Whatever. Okay, regardless, it could be sick, but I don't think. Yeah, okay. So we're seeing a couple of great hauls going up so far.
Fair enough.
I don't think we're gonna see that anytime soon. If we're gonna, the upgrade meaning, if we were to see Rixtula, it would have to be a backtown center. There's no way. You'd have to have some giant cojones to build forward like this and go for the second.
No, this is.
Rixtula boom.
He's still getting it. It's for attacking. Oh my god. Did he just undermine the back tower to get rid of the partially constructed buildings to delay military? Whoa.
Yeah.
Second tower is dead too. But it is Hades.
I don't think it's a bad idea.
He's Hades though. He can zom.
Well, no, but yeah. But even so, he can zom. I like it, man. I like it. I think it's nice little catch on Ajax right there. By the way.
Oh, the villagers! It's not a full surround.
I
like what Ajax says. Like, ooh. I love that sound he makes.
It's a tickle. Oh. Is he gonna back home or is he gonna get picked off? I think he's. Oh my, dude! Can I tell you something?
He stole the relic.
Well, but on top of that, Soup is on point with his Einherry special attack. The fact that it gives your units the speed boost. I think it's awesome. He uses that perfectly right at the nick of time. Like he did it right there just to make sure that he got ahead of the Ajax.
Oh yeah, that's That's gotta be manual, but we've got the Zom, and that should protect the base for now. But there's so much stuff here from Suppe, it's scary. What's the relics here? He's already got 3 of them. Arrows of Heracles will buff the ranged soldiers, like throwing axemen here. We've also got the Tusk of the Iron Boar for stronger cavalry, health-wise. The Black Lotus, all in Suppe's temple for faster farming, that one. And another one. Karen's Obol is what one of the Hershey's is carrying. There's 2 more relics on the map. This Bridle of Pegasus for 3 Pegasus spots and adamantine shingles for super strong houses. Okay, that's really it for now. 6 relics on Mars, it's crazy.
Honestly, people often scoff at the adamantine shingles, the stronger houses. That could be beneficial, dude. Like by the way, there's a raid going in that I'm completely missing down on that wood line. A little bit of a Vil pick actually happened as well. Hopefully, I think I'm at the live game. Anyway, that stronger house relic, that could be sick to soak up a lot of earthquake damage, man.
And they're better than a wall in the early game.
Yeah, that too. So get your relics, folks. Get your relics. It's easy to get like the eco ones, the military ones, but those ones for buildings and even houses are sick too.
Medium cavalry will be queued up. We've also got ice in the forest on the way. The Cav didn't do so hot. I mean, they got the 1 kill on the villager, right? But, they're pretty damaged. There's no healing available right now. And meanwhile, Kvoth has been busy building up an army. This is some nice Toxotes hoplites, as well as Minotaurs. A 3rd one is coming out, and then after that, he will probably turn them into bulls. Currently, they're... What do you call... little bulls, like when they're still adolescent?
Oh, like a kid bull? Like a child bull? Oh, I don't know. I feel like I know this, but you asked me about it, and so of course I'm gonna forget. I can't remember.
No worries.
A calf, I guess? A calf?
A calf Minotaur, that's right.
A calf Minotaur. Okay, sure, yeah.
Well, I called them a cow Minotaur earlier. That's worse, I think.
Is that it? That's like an insult. I don't want a cow Minotaur. Calf is acceptable.
Yeah, Pegasus is dodging all the shots. You should make more Pegasus. Put them over the throwing X-Men. Blot out the sky.
There's a reason why Peggy named himself Pegasus, right? And it's secret OP.
It says in the Kamos bio that he was a Minotaur Kvoth. Okay, it's in the lore. We got this.
Wow. Can confirm then. Well done. We got engagement here, Naka. We have an Einherry using the special attack for the RC to get around on the talks. Restoration. This is a really good engagement, but the restoration might actually give the fight to Kvoth. Oh, after all, Draugr spawn. Special attack on those talks, man.
This is a very equal engagement as far as kill to death goes, but the hoplite surviving will be shooing away the raiding Cav. And just a little bit, Kvoth was able to gain ground, just enough to force Suppe to reconsider.
That was such a good engagement by Suppe. Again, the fact that he used his Einherry special attack to help the speed boost to get his RC back around the talks. It was amazing, dude. That was awesome. Ultimately, it's not as, micro. Restoration is too strong. Restoration is greater than, micro, unfortunately, for Suppe.
Oh, certainly.
That was a really cool engagement.
Oh, the relics! Steal the relics! Yes! That's my favorite thing.
Achilles got the Black Lotus, man. Look at all those freaking relics, man. There's 5 of them. Jeez.
That's insane. The temple was actually full, so we couldn't put in the last one. But now they're all out, so the fight is really what matters. Throwing Axemen actually targeting the Minotaur. It's not the best use of their DPS. Finally retargeted onto the hoplites, and now they're doing their work. That's more like what it should look like. Also got the troll spawn. This should secure Suppe's position overall, but Achilles at least gets away with his relic. Meanwhile, Kvoth has been on the gold mines, securing the front ones as well as the back one. As long as he has a nice wall in the main base, nothing can really truly raid this. You would require either a wall break or a dock.
Ooh.
Doesn't even have to be a transport ship. You can just use a longboat.
Yeah, and then with the longboat, you can attack the wall. Hey.
I mean, the longboat can transport.
And attack the wall is what I'm saying.
And attack the wall.
It's dual purpose, baby.
Hell yeah. All the relics getting quickly shift clicked by Suppe. That is exactly what you should be doing. I'll say those hunters are really exposed. Kvoth could go and bully them a little bit. He's also got all these shades, and I don't think there's enough hearse here to really deal with them if he micros this nicely. Just gonna pull them back and enter the fight from the sides, ideally with the throwing axeman being the target.
Ultimately, Naka, there are not a lot of talks in this army, so this is a scary looking army in my opinion, but if there was a big ball of talks, it would be so much scarier. What is this engagement right here, dude? What?
It's the choke point, Iron Man. It is the choke point. The hoplites are doing pretty good, but the throwing axemen have other ideas. The Hersier get on top of the Minotaurs, and they're going down pretty damn quick. The shades have disappeared. And Kvoth might have disappeared as well. He does. Suppe is going to the finals today, ladies and gentlemen. This is a fantastic performance. But we're not completely done with Kvoth. We will see him in the bronze round against the loser between Magic and Chemo.
Wow, man, wow. After that engagement, after the restoration, I assumed that Suppe would be in such a sketchy position. It's happened to me a bajillion times. You lose the restoration fight, you build in the center, and you just get punished big time by a big calf gore right to your face. But I think that Suppe, if you look, zoom out a little bit, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 military production buildings plus the temple. I think that Suppe had enough military buildings that he could recover from that restoration fight, honestly. And after that, I think that was such an awkward fight for Kvoth to take, man.
Yeah.
He didn't have a big number of talks. And so this little corridor right here was better for Suppe. He got this around. He even had the troll, the throwing axeman. And so if there was a big ball of talks, it would have been sick. But honestly, it was just too awkward. He had pure melee units almost, and it was just awkward for Kvoth.
Yeah, all these hoplites just really didn't get all that much done. They took Sodis. There were a bunch of idle units around, by the way, which would have helped a lot in that fight. But even looking at the hoplites, they didn't have their Athena upgrades. Sarissa would have been certainly very useful there. And for the Tuxodis, well, just needed numbers, really. Kvoth did have a bank, so there's no excuse not to make another building and more units, right? That's one of the big missions of a Greek player playing classical fight, that yes, you have to remember to make additional barracks. And Kvoth kind of forgot. Stopped at 4.
Well, I mean, he's got 4, 2 archery ranges, two military academies. That's not too bad for, I guess we're just about at 13 minutes into the game at this point in time. But still, again, Suppe's got 7 total buildings producing. And so you can see, in fact, I'm going to go take a look at the timeline real quick to see what the actual military units looked like. Wow, actually, they were pretty comparable, Naka, numbers-wise.
Very, but Kvoth had these resources, right? Like, just looking at the current bank as well.
Yeah.
You don't have to save up for heroic right now. You want to win the fights and then worry about that.
Yeah, fair. Look how bad of a fight that was at the very end. Suppe's timeline, his military units is what I'm looking at right now. It just kamikaze nosedive for Kvoth. He got smoked, man, and Suppe is just chilling up there still with his 3940 units. That was a good, dude. I don't know how players like Rappel, Rappel, Suppe, etc., who are so successful with Norse. I don't know how they do it, man. I really don't know how they do it. Engagements like that, I've lost so many of them. It's crazy. So kudos to them to being able to pull it off. Really well played by Suppe.
We want to thank our MetaPlace website subscribers. Your contribution helps us keep the project sustainable. As we reach higher subscription goals, you are helping us cover more and more behind-the-scenes costs, such as video editing. Check out our subscription page using the link in the description, and remember to collect your perks. We will see you the next time.